Have you ever been paralyzed by fear, caught in the grip of uncertainty, wondering how to move forward in the face of challenges? Fear is one of the most primal and powerful emotions we experience as humans. It's something that can hold us back, keeping us from pursuing our dreams or facing obstacles head-on. Whether it's fear of failure, fear of the unknown, or fear of judgment, we all encounter moments when fear seems overwhelming and insurmountable. But what if there was a way to transform that fear, to use it as a stepping stone rather than an obstacle? What if you could approach fear with a mindset that empowers you instead of paralyzes you? This is where Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time, can offer profound guidance. Stoicism teaches us how to face life's challenges with resilience, self-control, and rational thinking. It's not about eliminating fear altogether, but rather about understanding it and learning how to control our reactions to it. By practicing Stoic principles, we can change the way we view fear and ultimately change the way we approach life's uncertainties. In this video, we will explore 5 key ways Stoicism can help you face and overcome fear, transforming what once seemed like a barrier into an opportunity for growth and strength. But before we begin, make it a point to like, share, and subscribe to the Stoic Convert for more exciting updates. Let us begin. 1. Emphasizing what you can control. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. The Stoics believe that we should focus our energy only on those things we can influence and accept those things that are beyond our control. Fear often arises from situations that feel uncontrollable, whether it's fear of failure, fear of the future, or fear of the unknown. These fears can overwhelm us when we feel like we have no power to change the outcome. However, Stoicism teaches us to shift our attention to what we can control: our thoughts, our actions, and our responses. When faced with fear, you can begin by asking yourself, what can I control in this situation? This simple question can shift your perspective from helplessness to empowerment. You can't control everything that happens in life, but you can control how you respond to it. By focusing on your own actions and decisions, you reduce the impact that fear has on you. For instance, if you are afraid of a new opportunity because you're uncertain of the results, you can focus on your preparation, your effort, and your attitude, rather than worrying about the outcome. By embracing this Stoic mindset, you disarm fear of its power to paralyze you, and instead, use it to fuel your growth and improvement. 2. Understanding that fear is often based on perception. Fear is, in many ways, a construct of the mind. It is often based on how we perceive a situation, rather than the situation itself. Stoicism encourages us to examine our perceptions and judgments carefully, as they are the root of much of our anxiety and fear. For the Stoics, emotions like fear are not caused by external events, but by our thoughts and interpretations of those events. When we fear something, we are often imagining the worst-case scenario, assuming the outcome will be disastrous, or focusing on what we stand to lose rather than what we have to gain. By practicing the Stoic art of cognitive reframing, you can challenge these fearful perceptions. Instead of catastrophizing or anticipating negative outcomes, Stoicism teaches us to look at the situation more objectively. Ask yourself, what is the worst that could happen? And even if that happens, how will I respond? What can I learn from it? The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "We are disturbed not by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." By adjusting your perception of the situation and acknowledging that fear often arises from imagined scenarios, you can reduce its grip on your mind and face challenges with more clarity and calmness. 3. embracing adversity as an opportunity for growth. Stoicism encourages us to view challenges, hardship, and even fear as opportunities for personal growth. The Stoics believed that life's difficulties are not obstacles to happiness, but rather essential components of a flourishing life. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoic philosophers, wrote that, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This perspective is particularly powerful when it comes to fear. Instead of fearing adversity, we can choose to see it as an opportunity to develop resilience, to test our strength, and to grow as individuals. Fear often emerges when we face something unfamiliar or difficult, and our natural instinct might be to avoid it. But the Stoic approach encourages us to lean into discomfort and adversity, recognizing that these experiences are the crucible in which we forge our character. Each time you confront a fear, whether it is giving a presentation, taking a risk, or having a difficult conversation, you build resilience. Fear becomes the training ground for your growth. Rather than running away from fear, you begin to see it as a challenge that, if faced with the right mindset, will make you stronger and more capable of handling future obstacles. 4. Cultivating inner peace through acceptance. One of the most powerful ways Stoicism helps you face fear is by teaching you to cultivate inner peace through acceptance. The Stoics believe that much of human suffering, including fear, comes from resisting reality or wishing things were different than they are. By accepting things as they are, without judgment or resistance, we free ourselves from the anxiety that comes from wanting to control every outcome. This doesn't mean passivity or inaction, rather. It means embracing reality as it is and responding to it with wisdom, calmness, and composure. When fear strikes, it often comes from a place of resistance to something unpleasant or uncertain. We fear what we cannot control or what we do not know. Stoicism teaches us that, rather than fighting against fear or trying to avoid uncomfortable situations, we should accept them as part of the natural course of life. Acceptance helps us to remain grounded in the present moment, rather than becoming overwhelmed by hypothetical future fears. When you accept fear as a natural part of life and a signal for action rather than something to dread, it loses its power to paralyze you. Instead, it becomes an opportunity to practice calmness and inner strength, no matter what happens. 5. Practicing the dichotomy of control. A central tenet of Stoic philosophy is the dichotomy of control, the concept that there are two categories of things in life, those we can control and those we cannot. This simple yet profound idea is a game changer when it comes to managing fear. Fear often arises from our desire to control the uncontrollable. We fear the unknown, the future, or things that lie beyond our influence. However, Stoicism teaches us that our energy should be focused only on the things within our control, and we should release the need to control or worry about everything else. By consistently practicing the dichotomy of control, you can reduce the intensity of your fears. When faced with a fearful situation, remind yourself that your role is to focus on your own thoughts, actions, and responses. Everything else is beyond your control. This practice helps you to stop wasting energy on what you cannot change and instead channel it into what you can. Whether it's preparing for an important meeting or taking a bold step toward a new opportunity, you focus on the process, not the outcome. In this way, Stoicism teaches us that fear is often rooted in our attachment to things outside of our control, and by letting go of that attachment, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anxiety. Fear is a natural part of life, but Stoicism offers us powerful tools to face it with grace, wisdom, and courage. By emphasizing what we can control, reframing our perceptions, embracing adversity, cultivating acceptance, and practicing the dichotomy of control, we can transform fear from a debilitating force into an empowering one. Fear, rather than being something to avoid or resist, becomes an invitation to grow, to challenge ourselves, and to move forward with purpose. Through the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, we learn not to fear fear itself, but to harness its energy for our own personal development. With this mindset, you can approach life's challenges with confidence, knowing that whatever comes your way, you have the tools to face it head-on. This is the Stoic Convert. If this message resonated with you, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more exciting insights. Thank you for watching.